One-on-one, never lost. Went to the finals, never lost.
You never got there, Lamar.
Who?
You.
I've been a one-on-one champ. Never lost one-on-one.
All right.
Back at it again, Cigar Spence. You know what time it is. It's time for the top 10 most intriguing games of the week. Week 11, the final and last week of the regular season. We have finally got here this week. I mean, this season feels like it has blown right by. But if you go back and think about it, August was about 3 months ago. So, yeah, I guess it's about right. It's about time for playoffs. Here we go, the top 10 most intriguing games of the week. But before we get into those, we got to talk about the top team, top players, and the top plays from week 10. The team of the week this week is Cole Watson, Whitney Keeling, and the Tatum Eagles. Carson Gonzalez, too, deserves a special shout out there. They did an incredible job. They went on the road to Jefferson to secure first place. They can wrap up the district title tonight against Atlanta. They won that game 38-21. Defensively, a strong output. They really kind of kept Cameron Williams somewhat contained. He went for over 100 yards and had a touchdown, but they didn't let him go stupid for 300 or 200 plus. Kind of kept him under control, kept the clock under control with a great rush game. And you'll find more about, exactly what Cole Watson did on the ground for the Eagles a little bit later on. But just a masterful performance from the Eagles to take sole possession of first place. Like I said, they got to finish it out this week against Atlanta in order to be the district champions. But essentially, it was a district championship game this past Friday. And congratulations to those Eagles. They've done a really good job. They turned it around. And they're competing. Last year, they were at this place. They lost this game against Jefferson. This year, they went ahead and took it, and they're probably going to go into the playoffs as the number one seed. And that's a big deal because now you draw the fourth place seed from another district, which, is a lot better than playing the third, second, or definitely the first place. So congrats to the Eagles, team of the week. Let's get into the top 10 players of the week. At number 10, we've got Ray John Sims. Ray John Sims of Marshall. He had 4 catches, 161 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and a 70-40 win over Nacogdoches. And then what the heck is Marshall doing? When did they learn how to get in the shotgun and throw the ball down the field? They exposed some of the cornerbacks over there in Nacogdoches. They went at people. They could not cover. They could not run with Ray John Sims. Almost every catch he had went for a touchdown, massive yards, 46-yard touchdown, and 80-yard touchdown. So a really masterful performance there from the Marshall Mavericks. At number 9, Kyler Finney. Winsboro, 8 of 13, 252 yards, 5 touchdowns against Bonham. Absolutely tore them up. Bonham, of course, is at the bottom of their district down there. Not down there, up there in northeast Texas, but nonetheless, Kyler Finney does what he normally does, highly efficient, gets the ball out of his hands pretty quick, and then on top of all that, puts the ball in the end zone. They're doing a really good job. They're going to go into the first round of the playoffs as the number 1 seed, and it'll be very interesting to see where these guys and what they do in the postseason. At number 8, we've got Xander Mason from West Rusk, 11 of 20 for 230 yards, 1 touchdown. But then he carried the ball 5 times for about 63 yards and 3 touchdowns on top of that. Shout out to Coach Mata. Did an incredible job, losing so much talent last year, and he's done nothing but keep West Rusk afloat on top of the district. They played incredible defense. They somewhat exploded playing one of the lesser teams offensively this week. I just see Xander Mason getting some shine with an incredible game production-wise, both running and passing. And so congratulations to those West Rusk Raiders. And hopefully, they can take this thing and continue to march and see how far they can go in these playoffs. At number 7, Braden Alley from Mineola, 24 carries for 248 yards and 2 touchdowns, and a big 35-32 win over Raines. Trying to, secure that playoff seeding and a playoff spot there in that district. Can't lose anymore. And when you got Winsboro, Pottsboro in that district, you try to hold on to the 3rd and 4th place spot. And Mineola and Braden Alley did just that as they ran through and around and threw it over the top of people's heads. They just did a really good job, and they won the game at the end of the day, and that's what's important. At number 6, Kevin Boosie Washington. Boosie Earl, Kelvin Boosie Washington had a great game. Really attacked from the receiver position. He had 6 catches, over 160 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And then you add on to the fact that he had 63 rushing yards and another touchdown on top of that. And you're talking about an incredible game from Boosie and the Longview Lobos this past Friday against Tyler I. This district was really, really tough. Tyler may finish 5th or 6th place. They could also finish 4th, but I don't know. There's some winkling of a chance of getting in there, but when you look at them and just how tough this district has been, Longview played a really good game defensively, and Boosie just kind of exploded in the passing game, playing big from the receiver spot. Good game for him. At number 5, we've got Collier Sloan from Marshall, 15-20, 301 yards, 6 touchdowns in the 70-40 win over NAC. Like I said, when the heck did Alvarez start throwing the ball left, right, and down the field? What an incredible game from Collier Sloan. 70 points and an explosive outburst of points for Marshall, a team that's been grounding and pounding people for the last 2 years, what Alvarez has done and brought from Henderson. But, man, what an incredible job they did this past Friday against Nacogdoches, taking out the NAC Dragons and go around and through the NAC Dragons. 70 tough this past 4. We've got the running back who at number 4 is Will Henderson from Gilmer. Big 59-13 win over Spring Hill. He had 12 carries, 250 yards, and 3 touchdowns. A track guy, a guy that really excels in the 200-meter dash. Henderson showed that speed several times this past Friday against Spring Hill. Even went 93 yards against them on one long run. A game that Spring Hill kind of needed. Not necessarily. They've beaten the lesser opponents, and at one point 2 weeks ago they were undefeated in district. So they're still in a good playoff position. You kind of expected them to lose to Pleasant Grove and kind of expecting them to lose to Gilmer, and that's kind of what happens. But they're still in good shape. They're still going to make the playoffs, maybe possibly the 3rd or 4th seed. But Will Henderson, that's who this show was about right now, man. What an incredible game he had, and what incredible speed he put on display against Spring Hill. At number 3, it's Taylor Tatum of Long. 23 carries, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he also caught 2 passes for 20 yards. Just a bell cow for Longview, man. We needed tough yards at times, and Taylor just got it done. He also had a 75-yard touchdown run where he went untouched to the right side of the line, offensive line. A good game from the Longview offensive line for some of the game anyway. I won't be a coach right now, but this is just an incredible player, an incredible physical guy to bring down, and it's tough to bring him down. And he just did a great job for Longview this past Friday. At number 2, Colt Sparks of Sabine, 12 of 18 for 225 yards, 4 touchdowns through the air, 11 carries, 190 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the ground. And the big 70-12 win over White Oak. Everybody's kind of abused White Oak this season. It has not been a great year for those guys, and Sabine just kind of follows suit. Colt Sparks is a very explosive player. And he has had some great games. They haven't won all of these games in district, obviously, but he has had some great games, and he was just kind of waiting on his White Oak week to have one of those special nights, and over 400 yards of offense and 7 touchdowns. Yeah, we can call that special. And at number 1 is Cole Watson, showing up biggest in the biggest game of the year. Watson carried the football 23 times for 210 yards and 3 touchdowns. He added 54 passing yards, and then on defense he goes over and has 10 tackles and 3 for loss. And the Eagles' huge 38-21 win over Jefferson. A lot of people can consider this an upset. A lot of people like Jefferson going into this game, especially with a healthy Cameron Williams. But Tatum just played tough, man. They played physical. They kind of shopped them. They got stops when they needed them. 2 great picks from Carson Gonzalez in the middle of the game. Also a great touchdown run from him as well. And, of course, their leader and the soul of the team, Cole Watson, incredible performance on the ground at the quarterback position. And then you go over on defense and start at Mike Linebacker, have 10 tackles and 3 for loss. That's just an incredible football player and an incredible football day for Cole Watson. Great job there from the Tatum Eagles. Let's get into those top 10 plays of the week. And at number 10, we're starting out out here in Athens this past Saturday against Athens. He gets his hand off and goes 62 yards as he cuts up through the defense, gets around to the outside, and then look at those little legs just turn. Feet. Touchdown. At number 9, it's that Will Henderson 90 92-yard run, goes right through the inside of the Spring Hill defense, and then it's a race, and you guys are not equipped to race this guy. Touchdown, Will Henderson. At number 8 is MJ Cates. Big win from Pine Tree, kind of locking up their playoff chances going in and smoking Mount Pleasant's boots. I did not think they would win this big. I didn't think they would win at all, but I definitely didn't think they would have quite the offensive explosion as they did. At number 7, it's Ray John Sims. Great pass there, great move there on Jalen Brown, the NAC player, into the end zone. And number 6 is Keedron Young. 73 yards against West Mesquite, patiently getting through that line on that power, and then it's a race, and you aren't equipped to run this race. Keedron Young all the way to the house, 73-yard run there for the Lufkin Panther. At number 5, we've got Taylor Tatum, and he's going to bust through that big hole on the right side, and he's going to go untouched for 75 yards, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. At number 4, back in Longview is Tut, throwing this thing up to Boosie Washington. Goes up in traffic, catches it. Great strength of hands, catching it, holding it all the way through. Touchdown, Longview. At number 3 is Boosie one more time. Hit me, Boosie, one more time in the bubble. Watch him tightrope that sideline. Nothing but legs churning. Makes this guy miss and puts him on his back to the 10-5. Touchdown. At number 2, we got a kickoff return here from Tyler Legacy. And look how fast my man is going to get it. Ooh! My goodness, running through, stumbling, circles out of that. That's an incredible balance right there to keep it moving and keep it running. One of the better returns of the season. Usually, that bodes well to be the number 1 play of the week. But when you've got a one-handed interception that's going to go back for 6, that's just ridiculous there by the West Russ defensive back to the 40, 35-30, 25-20, 10-5, touchdown. Let's get into those top 10 games of the week. At number 10 is Tyler Legacy at Rockwall. Why is this such a big game? Playoff seedings. Tyler Legacy can, if they pull off an upset, which I don't think will happen, but if they do pull off the upset, they'll secure the third round, the third place slot, which is important for them to play in the second place team instead of having to play the first place team in the district. Do I think they can get it done? Absolutely not. But it is intriguing because playoff seeding is on the line. At number 9 is Lufkin and Lancaster. This is important, big important game for Lufkin. They have to win this game, and then they need Tyler to lose. They need Tyler High to lose, and Lufkin has to go to Lancaster and put it on the Lancaster Tigers. I don't know if they can do it, man. I don't know. Lancaster is the most talented 4th place seed I've ever seen, and right now they're trying to hold on to that position. I wouldn't want to face them. I feel sorry for the first place district team that's in over there in Sound South, because they're going to have to get ready to play possibly the Lancaster Tigers, and I think they're going to probably upset you. At number 8 is Tyler High at Forney. Now, this is good news for Lufkin because Forney is the second best team in this district, and I don't think that Tyler High probably can beat Forney. I think Forney plays incredible defense, and I think they do enough on offense in order to win ball games, especially against, I think, a team like Tyler High. Tyler High playing for pride one more time. They've got to win this game, and they need Lufkin to win in order to have a chance to get into the playoffs. I don't know if they can do it, especially on the road, but this is why it's intriguing, and we'll see what happens. At number 7, Pine Tree at Texas High. Pine Tree in that 4th slot right now, 3rd, 4th slot, trying to see if they can move up one more time. Of course, they're going to have to pull off the upset of the ages for them in order to beat Texas High, which I don't think is possible. But it is intriguing because a playoff seed and playoff spot is on the line and where these junctures will go. Also could muddy things up a lot. If Pine Tree was to do the absolute impossible, they would put them with White House with 1 loss, and it'd be about the head. But nonetheless, it could be interesting. At number 6, let's look at White House and Marshall. Why is this an intriguing game? Marshall's sitting in that 3rd slot. Kind of the same thing, man. They can go play party pooper, but this is more so a revenge game. Now, White House isn't playing nearly as good as they were this time last year when they went into when Marshall went into White House last year and they beat them. Especially them coming off of a high winning at Texas High last year. White House is looking for revenge, I'm sure. They're going to Marshall, but Marshall is debuting this new spread offense that they had just tossed around against Nacogdoches. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how these two teams play out and who will be a quarterback for White House this Friday as well. At number 5, the Eagle Bowl, Russ versus Canton. Canton hasn't won too many games this year at all. The only reason this game is intriguing is because Russ can lock up the 4th slot if they win this ball game. Now, if they happen to lose, all hell will break out because now they have a chance. Well, if they win, they have a chance to get into that 4th seed. And no. They are in the 4th seed, and they can lock it up if they beat Canton. But if they lose, all hell will break loose in the district, which increases the intrigue every single time. Let's hope that Russ can win, or let's hope that they don't, so we can have the multiverse of madness. At number 4, Atlanta at Tatum. Tatum looking to finish out the deal, win the district title tonight against Atlanta. I like their chances. They're at home. Atlanta does have some explosive ability. They are playing. They are trying to stay out of 4th place. They are trying to keep that 3rd place spot. But I do like the Tatum Eagles and them to outright win the district title this week. And number 3, Harmony at Dangerfield. Game of the year for both teams. Harmony and Dangerfield, both teams. No, they didn't. Harmony went to the 5th round. Dangerfield was expected to, and this game Dangerfield kind of spanked them last year. This is the last hurrah for Boston Seahorn. The last time he's going to get the chance in the regular season to play Dangerfield. I think they had this game circled all year long, and I think it's going to be a very, very intriguing matchup. I do like Dangerfield, and their likely opponent, their common opponents, has killed their common opponents. They played those same people that Harmony had close games with. Dangerfield killed. I do like the Tigers in this matchup. And number 2, let's go Sulphur Springs at Anna. 2 8-1 teams playing for the district title, both undefeated in district. Brady Driver, the impressive quarterback from Sulphur Springs, is going off against Xander Williams, an explosive dual threat from Anna. I like Sulphur Springs. They played really well over the last 9 weeks. In all honesty, they lost early, and then they haven't lost since. They've kind of rolled through district. They kind of figured out what they can do in the run game and the RPO game, and they look impressive thus far. It'll be interesting to see what these two teams do tonight. District championship on the line. And speaking of district championships being on the line, the most anticipated game of the season, Kilgore and Chapel Hill. Kilgore at Chapel Hill. These guys have played a number of times, both in the playoffs and in the regular season. This is the regular season finale. The common opponent, Lindale. Chapel Hill lost to Lindale. Kilgore killed Lindale. None of that shit will matter. I promise you, none of that will matter in this matchup here. These are two Titan teams fighting and have been fighting for a long time in the same district, and it'll be very, very intriguing to see. I like Kilgore in this matchup. I think Kilgore has played some of the best ball in East Texas all season long. I like the defense this year. I like the little scrap that they have on the back end of the secondary, and I like how they're willing to use any and everybody on offense, playing their best players on both sides of the ball. I do not see this being a breakaway game. I would not be surprised if Chapel Hill won at all. I believe in Ricky Stewart. I believe in Brisbane's abilities to run. I believe that they can do any and everything that they want to when they want to, but I do believe in the Kilgore Bulldog defense. I think that just played sound and structured football, and I think the special teams could play a big part of this too, because they have returned kicks at will against opponents this year. So it'll be interesting to see this matchup play out. I've disrespected the K with the Lindale upset. I should have taught Chapel Hill. I was off. I'm rolling with Kilgore. I think they're the better team. And I also do not think this is the last time that these two teams will face. I do think this is the first of two matchups, as I think they will meet in the regional championship in round 4. Give me the Bulldogs from Kilgore, and this will be very, very, very intriguing. I can't wait to see the results of this one. It'll be fun. In the words of Stephen A., I'm out.